I'll let it boot up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But is VC the move, JJ? Is Vince... I don't know, man. I should wait. He would be a fun triple threat card, though. I'd do some crazy shit with him. How was your day, Steven? How you doing, man?
Hot as fuck.
Yeah. How was your day, Steven?
Yeah. Someone took a poop.
Alright, you guys sound great.
You stop moving on my screen.
We can't see you anyway right now, JJ. I think you have it off. Or you left.
Wow.
He'll be back. Give him a second. But glad to hear you're doing all right, Steve. Just relaxing today. There he is.
Fuck yeah, what's that, eh? Oh, yeah.
Him or the... Oh, shit. Let me retitle the stream.
Can you, like...
I still have Seth's...
Yeah.
My bad. What's up, everybody? I see all you guys and gals hopping in. How you doing?
Oh.
How was your day, JJ? You had fun swimming, it looks like?
The kids had a birthday party from 3 to 5. I went to that. And then, yeah. Dad. My dad came over and got some tables. And we played catch. We played stuff and all that.
False advertisement. My bad, Chris. You're going to have to wait till next week for the next 4 levels of Super Mario Maker. That was really fun, though.
Dude, they're tough. Some of them are tough.
I'm 4 for 4. But you're right.
Well, why don't you just meet me in the middle?
Steve!
I hate you all.
It
It was just on the radio.
was, yeah. I heard it earlier today, too. All right. All right, everybody. My bad. I think I fixed it. Yeah, I did. Welcome, everyone.
Watch you break this shit again. Break it.
Yeah. No, we should be good, but yo, what it do, GG Nation, GG Legion. It's your fella against Strauss, man, the GG. Welcome to another Spoilercast of Stranger Things Season 3. We're going to talk about the whole season. I got Steve and JJ with me. Before I introduce them and see how they're doing, I wanted to just say shout out to everyone that hung out for Super Mario Maker 2 yesterday. I played some of my 9-year-old cousins, JJ's son, levels a little bit. So shout out to Seth. Love you, little dude. Thank you so much. Excited for next week. Next week's levels is going to be really fun. It's going to be a fun new series. Also, thank you guys for hopping out or hopping in to Twitch or hopping on Twitch with me to watch the first episode of Batman, the Telltale game series. Really enjoying episode 1. Shout out to JJ for helping me figure out how to get that to work. But of course, my Steam panel with me. We had a great time watching the show. We were messing around talking about it off air a couple days ago. So we're excited to talk about it on camera. But how you doing today, Steve? You excited to talk Stranger Things?
Oh, fuck yeah. Fucking know the season.
It was a great season. How about you, JJ's floor?
Yeah, I'm ready.
How?
Fucking JJ's full. Fuck your full.
Oh, whoa.
Nah.
We went to TVMA right there.
I do like the desk, though. Nice and wood. Oh, is it? Oh, do I have the camera not on me?
Yeah, it's not on you. You're looking at your cock, bro.
Everybody was looking at you. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's why our viewers spiked. Our viewers went through the roof.
I can't out. Hey, let it back on your feet then. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this. Let's before we jump into spoilers, this is a spoiler podcast. We gave you guys a week. JJ and Steve legit finished it a couple days ago. I finished watching it again today. I went through like all 3 seasons. I finished it in 3 days. It came out 4th of July last week, so I watched 3 episodes before everyone came over. Shout out to everybody that came over. We blew a lot of shit up. That was fun. I watched a couple Friday, and then I watched the last one on Saturday. And then I got a chance to sit and think. And I watched a few reaction videos, and I wrote a lot of shit down, so hopefully we trudge through it. We still should be doing Saturday Night Showdown after this, maybe. We'll see. I don't know how JJ feels. I know he's worn out being a Pops sometimes.
I'm good today.
But we should be able to do that, at least some of it, maybe some Gang Beasts, some shit. We'll have the tunes playing. But I want to start out before we jump into the craziness of Season 3. How did we get into Stranger Things, and why do you love this show so much? If you love the show, you might just like the show. I'm going to start it out. I'm going to be selfish and start it out. I was very much late to the party when it came to Stranger Things. I remember everybody on Facebook when season 1 came out, everybody was oh my god, the show, love the show was great. I went to MegaCon, and Dustin and Caleb Lucas were there. And I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't know who those people are. I don't know. Like, I don't care. It's irrelevant to me. And
everything was irrelevant.
Yeah, it just didn't matter to me. I was like, oh, whatever. I was very much late to it. And then Season 2 was coming out on Halloween. So, like, 4 days before Season 2 came out, I watched Season 1 and went right into Season 2. And that's when I really fell in love with the show. I think I did a podcast with Allie. Shout out to her. And she's like, just watch it. And then everybody else was like, hey, just watch it, you asshole. And I was like, fine, I'll watch it. And I think Steve and I watched the first episode together.
We did.
And then I fucking binged it. I just went through it, and I just really loved the chemistry of the kids and how it was, a smaller budget show. This is before Netflix kind of exploded with the boom. I think Orange was the New Black was the hotness. Which is kind of crazy that it's on like season 7 or 8 or whatever. And people kind of forgot about that show. Stranger Things is like the big magnum opus, but that's how I got into it. I finally kind of just caved in and decided to watch it, and I absolutely love watching it. How about you, JJ? How'd you get into Stranger Things?
Looking for a show to watch. It was there, man. I watched day 1. I was in. It just kind of popped up on the thing, and you watch the first episode, and some I shouldn't, but some I do with Seth. Him and I both watch the show together. So
yeah, both his children have watched the show. Not all 3 of his children, but both his 2 boys have watched it with him. And they had I was talking to Seth earlier, and they have some great ideas. It's really cool to see them grow and see how they see the show. It's really, really fun. How about you, Steve Areno? I know you didn't finish Season 2 for a long time, so I'm happy you finally did it. Finished Season 2 and went into Season 3. I didn't even know if you were going to watch Season 3. But how'd you get into Stranger Things, man?
Did. Well, same thing I usually do. When I'm bored, I'll find something to watch.
Yeah.
And then once I saw the first episode, I tried to get you to watch it, remember?
Yes, yeah, you were like, hey, let's watch it. And then it finally happened, and I'm glad you did. I'm glad you were like, hey, let's watch it, and I end up finally caving into it.
Just like Shield Hero. You know you fucking love it.
Yeah. Great show. JJ, your camera's frozen. Flip it over again.
Hey, the camera's fine.
Actually, it's the perfect face right now. I hope everyone can see that. It's the perfect face, but yeah, so it seems like a lot of us, like JJ, JJ's the only one watched it day 1. You and me didn't buy into the hype. It seems like a lot of us didn't buy into the hype. Seems like you kind of just got into it in a whim. And it was a fantastic experience. It's still on your floor there, JJ.
I didn't buy into the hype either, though, because I watched it day 1.
Yeah, you just watched it on a whim. Steve and I didn't buy into the hype. We just eventually just got into it. So, before we dive in to mega super spoilery stuff, what was your overall thoughts and hype level for Season 3? What'd you guys think of this overall Season 3? Let's start with Steve. What'd you think of season 3. Did it meet your expectations?
It actually did, because I don't know what it was. The first season was it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Second season, why?
Yeah.
Actually, are much better than the other 2 seasons combined.
Yeah. And then this one
I mean,
this
that's
one
what I
was for you?
Oh yeah, this one worked much better for me.
Yeah, this
Like,
one was
I had
just
it
a
a bit
really
more than the other
fun,
ones.
like, every episode was just great. How about you, JJ? Like, what was your expectations for season 3 and how'd you feel about it?
They were pretty high because it's a fantastic show. It's definitely in my top 5 shows. Season 3 exceeded my expectations
Yeah.
because I still think it goes 1, 3, 2 for me in order of how they. But 2 was great, but it wasn't as good as the first season to me. And then
Yeah, in my
rough.
original, shout out to Dwight, my original season 2 Spoilercast that I did with him last year, I think I said season 2 was better than season 1. Now rewatching season 2, getting, fresh eyes on it again, and watching all of them back to back to back, I would do like reverse Toy Story order before 4 came out. This was before 4 came out. I would go 3, 2, 1 for me. I think season 3, 2, and then 1. Season 3, 1, and then 2.
Yeah, that's how. Or I go 1, 3, 2. Yeah.
Yeah, you went
But
1, 3, 2.
Yeah.
Same thing with Toy
That's
Story
how-
for me. I thought 3, 1, and then 2 was the least.
Yeah. Toy Story is.
I felt like the diverging paths of season 3 all came together really beautifully. Even though the select groups didn't know they were helping each other, I thought like the overall arc came together really, really well. Where season 2, the diverging arcs and plot points kinda, helped each other, but it wasn't as impactful, in my opinion, than I think of season 3. Season 3, I think they learned from season 2 a lot, is what I'm saying. I think
season 2 did bring us.
Go ahead, Steve.
Great character.
I didn't say anything. I'm just playing Crash and Racing right now.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, JJ.
But I think what season 2 was actually the most important season because it brought us characters like Billy and Max.
Yeah.
And I can't think of his name. The one who died.
Died in season 2?
We're not going into that yet.
No, season 2, dumbass.
No, season 2. You mean Bob?
Samwise. When Samwise dies, that was a very.
Oh, Bob.
Character Bob.
Yeah.
Bob.
I hate it just
How did you forget Bob? Fuck you, JJ.
I'm still gonna call him Samwise.
Well,
When Samwise died, that was a big deal to a lot of characters.
Yeah.
Said a lot of things.
Joyce has gone through so much, and she has gone through a lot.
It's because she's the best actress on the show, so they're just pounding her with.
Yeah.
We can give her.
And you're right. It's it was really important, for Bob to pass on. So we'll dive into season 3 and what happens here and our thoughts and things of season 4. Let's start with the newbies. Before we when I introduce the newbies here, do not spoil the one particular thing about Robin yet. I want to tie it in with another character before that, but I think you guys, both of you, know what I'm talking about with Robin, that particular scene with her and Steve in the bathroom. Do not spoil that part yet. We'll talk about that. I want to tie it in with something else. But let's talk about some of the newbies. Maya Hawke, which is crazy to think. That's Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's love child is Robin. In this series. Alec Uchtov is Alexi.
Oh, you fucking bitch.
The rage coming through for Crash Team Racing. Carrie Elwes is Mayor Klein, and then Pyra Ferguson. She's been in season 1 and 2, but she got a really big jump here as Erica Sinclair. She got to be part of the Scoop Troop. The Scoop Troop here.
Sure.
What'd you think of all the new characters in this season? Let's start with JJ. What'd you think, man?
My 2 favorite characters in the overall arc of Stranger Things are Dustin and Steve. My 3rd and 4th favorite characters now are Robin and Erica. And that particular group, those are all the
Scoop Troop!
The Scoop Troop. Everyone was awesome. I love the dynamic of Steve and Dustin.
Yeah.
And then you add other mix to that, and it
was just really fun. It looked like she had a lot of fun with her role because she had the great one-liners. She was giving like poor Steve. Like Steve can't catch a fucking break in the show. Like he was a god in season 1. He was the king.
Yeah.
He was the high school king. He had the girl. He had everything. The hair, not better hair than me. Let's make that apparent. Not better hair than me. The season 2. Him and Dustin, and towards the end, had that great relationship. Like it just, like he was like a big bro to all the kids. It was really awesome. And then they just kind of carry. I'm glad they didn't forget about that. And then season 3, Dustin and Steve are still really good bros, and they're the best. They had so many great lines together, and their chemistry was super real. Like it was just really good. Like
they're fantastic. They have. There's a lot of great buddy cop moments in this season. A lot of good team ups where, Joyce and Hopper were really good together.
Yeah, they switched up the teams. I wrote them all down and we can discuss them. They switched them up. Anybody else that stood out for you? Did you like Alexei, the Russian guy? Did you like?
Well, that's another thing is they added Alexei to the Joyce and Hopper thing.
Yeah.
with
Smirnoff, baby, Smirnoff.
Yeah. I like Strawberry too. Was great. But yeah, the dynamic. It just plays. Everyone plays so well off each other. It's a really well-made, well-written show where it just.
Don't troll, Seth. Don't troll in the comment section, but. Your child.
He said he was gonna watch.
Steve, what did you think of the new characters? What stood out for you? Did you like Robin? Did you like Alexei? Mayor Klein.
The mayor was kind of a dick.
Yeah. Yep, that was his job.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. Let's say there's so many.
It's a big cast. I mean, it's a huge effing cast of characters.
The one with Hopper and Joyce was actually pretty funny as hell, to be honest.
Yeah.
The way they were acting like a married couple.
Yeah, I think that was incredible. That dynamic of those two, and I wanted, and we'll talk about it. We will, this is a spoiler cast, but I did really want them to be together. Joyce has been through so much shit, like over the course of 3 seasons. We'll talk about that situation in a second. Let's talk about Billy, because Billy, for the first half of this season, was kind of the central plot point for the Mind Flayer. And, well, he was like the big bad originally of, season 3 here, or the beginning of season 3. And then season 2, he was introduced, and he was just an asshole. Like, he was just a jerk. And, he almost ran over the kids.
Much of an asshole.
Yeah. What was your impression of Billy in season 2? Did you like Billy in season 2? And how'd you feel about him in season 3? Was he done much better? Did they do a Steve with him? Did they redeem Billy in your guys' eyes in season 2? Go ahead, JJ. Or season 3.
I always liked Billy as a character, even as he got to be the douchebag brother to one of the kids. And
yeah.
Season 3, dude, that actor's. I know he plays Billy he plays Jason in Power Rangers.
Yeah, he was Power Ranger. Yeah, a lot of people I didn't know until I looked his name up. I'm like, oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Because he looks so different in Stranger Things, with the hair and the jeans.
Yeah. But man, his role in this season was awesome, and he nailed it. Because he always was a douchebag, and this took it to level 10 here. He's gonna fuck Mike's mom.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. You son of a bitch.
Clearly JJ is, clearly JJ's Billy and I'm Steve, and JJ's just a meanie.
Yeah, that's definitely how it is.
Overall in season 3 though, did you feel like he got did he get redeemed for you at least? Did you care for him a lot more than you did for season? Because I did not give a shit about him in season 2. I don't care that he got smacked around by his father. It doesn't give you a right to be a jerk to everybody. There's other ways to handle that. situation.
That is true, but
That's what made him him, though. Yeah.
That's what happens in those situations, though.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely.
When
You're breaking up a little bit.
Now, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking JJ. Oh, this
It's not his fault, man. It just happens.
Yeah, it is in this shit right now. What the fuck?
Two ways.
Levi, are you listening to this?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it firsthand.
Or you go the other way and you're like, this is all I know. So,
I think we got the gist of that.
I kind of didn't.
With what he was saying with bullying in particular, because his dad was very abusive to Billy, it can go either way. Like, it could go either way. Usually, JJ is right. With bullying, usually when bullying happens, the bully picks on someone else weaker because they're being bullied at their household. For sure. So what did you think of Billy, Steve? How did that go for you? Was he redeemed in season 3? Did you like Billy in season 2? And what did you think of him in season 3? Did he get redeemed?
Felt like he kind of did. I mean, for this one, you
What up, Derek?
to see a little bit of a backstory for him.
There you go, buddy. Yeah, you're right. You got a lot more of backstory of Billy in this one. You got to see his mother, and that he was really close with his mom, and he's not as close with his father than he is with his mother, and that's why we're source of the anger and the angst, the teenage angst is, the wango of the tango, we say, some Ted Nugent in there. It was. I think overall they did redeem him. You did care for him a little bit. To be honest, I wish we got to see a little bit more of him and Maxine, his stepsister, together, because she ended up really caring for him at the end. Obviously so. Like, we won't spoil that part yet, because I want to keep going a little bit. Welcome back, JJ.
Terry cuts out again.
Alright, so there was a big moment with Robin in this show. And I've watched a lot of reactions of Stranger Things. I forgot what episode it was, but it was with Will. And it's with Will I kind of feel like the overall arc, besides the crazy monster bullshit, the Russians and all this stuff that's going on in this little small town of Hawkins, Indiana, this overall show to me, I felt like was about growing up. Like these kids growing up. Some are growing faster than others. Will in this season feels very much like he's being left behind, where everybody else is, got girlfriends. They don't want to play Dungeons and Dragons anymore. Even Dustin had, Susie, right? Like Susie, and
she was perfect.
Yeah, she's so much hotter than who was it? Who was she hotter? BB Cates, yeah, BB Cates. Phoebe Cates, yeah, Phoebe Cates.
Ask your dad about Phoebe Cates.
Yeah, we're in season 2 is pretty much Mike felt left behind because, Dustin and Lucas were into Max. They were getting into girls, and he's trying to help Will out. And then he couldn't have 11 with him for, 90% of that season, so he felt left out, Oh, crap, battery. He felt left out. So the reason why I brought that up is because that's kind of how I felt like this overall season was. But there was a lot of reactions to this scene where Will gets kind of angry at Lucas and Mike because he wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons. He wanted to be Will the Wise again. And they're like, no, we want to, eat Doritos and talk about breakups and girls and stuff, right? And he's leaving and it's raining, it's pouring. And Mike's like, Will goes like, you just want to kiss a stupid girl or whatever, blah, 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 swat spit with a stupid girl. And he goes, well, I'm sorry you're not into girls. And a lot of people took that as he was a gay character. And I didn't take it that way. I took it more as as he, he's kind of, to be fair, he hasn't had the greatest life. Season 1, he should have been dead. Season 2, he was possessed by the Mind Flayer, should have been dead again. And now his friends are, kind of going, maturing a lot faster than he is. They're kind of leaving him in the dust. That's how he felt. That's how I think he felt a little bit. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, and that's the reason why I tied it in with Robin, because Robin, it seemed almost too obvious that Robin and Steve were going to be together. And there's a big twist at the end where she's like, I sat behind you, but I actually liked, I forgot her name, it was like Tammy or something.
Tammy Thompson.
It was Tammy Thompson.
Yeah.
TT. Tammy Thompson, that she was actually in love with. And, and I love Steve's reaction. He's like, oh, yeah, she's a total dud, bro. She's a total dud, bro. But I don't know how you guys felt. Did you felt like, I've seen a lot of people's reaction, and they instantly thought, like, what do you guys think of that line in particular? I don't think Will's gay. What do you think?
I took it both ways.
Yeah.
At first, you're like, oh. But then you remember he's fucking 14.
Yeah.
15 years old, so could mean
Pretty much
a lot of
14
things.
now.
And you think back to the 85? There wasn't a lot of...
No, it was a very different time.
14 years old. You're probably confused and don't know what's going on. So I took it as, he hasn't gotten into girls yet.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought his friends are, just kind of a little ahead of the curve than he is, or his friends are lucky. They're blessed with girls, and he's not blessed with girls yet. He's blessed with demigorgons and demidogs and mind flayers. That's what he's blessed with, What about you, Steve? How'd you take that? Did you think, what'd you think of, did you think of that line? You thought Will was, confused of himself, or he just felt like he was left behind?
He was pretty much just left behind, dude, because we saw what happened to him in the first season. He got fucked. And then second season, he was even fucked even more.
Yeah, he was. It was
pretty bullshit that it happened to him. But after the years gone by, I guess his friends are trying to forget about it. I don't know.
I think the Byers family just have a curse. Hawkins is like X-Men territory.
Well,
go ahead.
Also, none of the other kids went through what Will went to.
Yeah.
So they've all kind of moved on, where he's still dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
And he missed a lot of that time.
He missed a lot of that time playing, and he's not there yet. And he's been, like you said, he's been through a lot. He's been through so much emotional, turmoil and stuff, possession and stuff. And shout out to Noah. He did a great job with the possession scene and the Mind Flayer and stuff. And now he's still kind of tied to the Upside Down because he's still reaching for his neck. He feels where the Mind Flayer is, but the Mind Flayer can't possess him again for some reason, I guess, or whatever. I wish they would have explored it a little bit more. It kind of felt like the plot kind of took over. They didn't explore that deep enough with Will, in my opinion. The overall plot of the Russians and the Mind Flayer and the goopy people. They all kind of took over really quick. And what'd you think? I don't know how you guys feel. I still think Robin and Steve are a possibility. I still think it's a possibility. Just let Steve be happy. Duffer Brothers, God, just let the man be king for a day again, alright? Alright, he scoops ahoy. Ahoy, ladies! Do you want to go on this flavor quest with me?
It's, they tie in all these storylines where, usually the guys who were tip-top in high school don't stay there. They're like Dennis, you peak in high school and that's what they're, Steve's trying to find his way back up.
Yeah, because he didn't get into college, and his dad, kept him out of college, won't let him get in. They mentioned that really briefly, and then I love Dustin. He's like, are you still on, like, social parameters or what? I forgot what he called it. Like, primitive constructs. Like, are you still tied down to primitive constructs?
Yeah.
Robin's right in front of you. She's the perfect girl for you, Steve. I still think that's a possible thing. I'm not saying it's a slippery slope they could approach it as, but I still think it's a possibility. of those two winding up together. I know it was blatantly obvious, and they did the nice twist, and they got, the whole Russian thing was great, and like you said, Steve and Dustin, the Scoop Troop was just, just awesome throughout this whole season. It was just so much fun. What's up, Savage? How you doing, brother?
Yo, Eva, you're talking about these other characters, but you keep skipping like Jonathan and Nancy.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get there because they're not. To my opinion, they were the weakest point of this season, next to Will.
Yeah, they were.
I want to talk about Billy and Robin because Robin was new. The gay thing's huge, for a lot of people. No disrespect to anybody. I don't want to hear that in the comment section or the comments down below. And also, Billy was a big point of this. Like, he had a big focus. He was part of the central plot in a lot of ways because he was, I thought he died episode 1. I was like, oh, they killed him. All right, cool. He's done. And then he's possessed. He's the main possession of the Mind Flayer and how things go. And he does all these bad things. And technically, to be honest, he saved Karen, a.k.a. Mike's mom. Like, rewatching the season, if he goes through with that act of slamming her head through the thing and possessing her, the Mind Flayer gets to 11 and it's over. 100%. Because that was the Mind Flayer's goal, is to get rid of this damn, telekinetic child that keeps messing with me. I'm tired of you. I built it. We built it for you. I love that line. Like, that was great. Where they were in the mind and she's not exactly out of it yet. She's still kind of in Billy's mind. Billy's like, we're building it. We built it for you. Like, really, kudos to Montgomery there. He did a great job. Dacre Montgomery there, Red Ranger. Great acting chops right there. The motion in the face and the body movement, the venom, the symbiote. It was awesome. I got a lot of vibes of the Thing, like Venom and a lot of things of the monster of the Mind Flayer. Now, Steve, that's a great segue. Let's talk about Nancy and John. I really felt like in season 2, I was really rooting for Nancy and John to get together. And then Murray kind of, just like forces the kids to, I wouldn't say force the kids to have sex, but he has that funny line where you're like, just give it over with, children. Just stop it. You're sexually attracted to each other, whatever. Earmuffs to Seth, sorry. They got, then the Thing happened, and I was really happy that they finally got together because, Johnson went through a lot, too. The whole town knew that his brother's dead. They thought his mom was crazy. The girl he really likes dates the douchebag jock, right? They break his expensive camera, and I'm telling you, cameras are not cheap. They are very, very expensive. And, they treat him really poorly. He beats the crap out of Steve. That's kind of the recurring joke of each season is Steve loses a fight. He's losing fights and stuff like that. But he goes through a lot. But in this, he doesn't really grow until I think Nancy and John get redeemed in episode 5. I start caring about them more in episode 5. But I think Nancy was really too pushy in the beginning with the newspaper article thing, and they didn't really go anywhere with that, in my personal opinion. I felt like they're really weak. I felt like John overall was really weak. I don't know if they know what to do with him, or his arc is just kind of done. He's just kind of, or he's just a background character. He doesn't need to be a main character, right? Stuff like that. I don't know how you guys feel. What about you, John? What'd you think of John and Nancy?
Who's John? Me?
Oh, sorry. I kept saying John 100 times. I called you John. JJ, sorry.
Yeah, I thought Nancy's arc was huge. I thought she was essential to this particular story. Because she's the one who's really breaks the case on the pudding people, or whatever you want to call them, where it probably was what it's like for a woman back in the fucking 80s trying to break into probably still like that for them. I'm a man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I get everything handed to me. But, her having to get the lunches and be everyone's bitch forever. And I agree with Jonathan. He's kind of just the sidekick. I think his arc is to save Nancy and Will at all times.
Yeah.
He is a very strong person. Stronger than I think I could have been in those situations. Where he always comes through for everyone.
And I don't think we all thought Steve was going to be that great of a character. Steve ended up being such an awesome character that I just root for him now, and I just hate on Nancy and John. But I did really care for, like, that hospital scene, 5 and 6.
Yep.
That's where I think they redeemed themselves, and it was great. And it was great just to see, them care for, because I don't know how the hell he got up, because he got hit really, really hard with a chair. Like, his back should have been broken,
They always get it. They're like wrestlers, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's things you just kind of have to get over, like Nancy being an expert driver, Nancy being an expert shot with a gun and stuff like that. You kind of just have to...
Who knows? Maybe she is that dumb.
Well, she learned shooting, and she has a natural skill in season 1. They remember that for season 1, so that's a but she's an incredible, great shot. And I've been shooting before, and it ain't easy, boy. Especially a moving target coming at you like 80 miles per hour. Like, it's not easy, So, Scoop Troop! So, again, we are a spoiler cast. We're getting into spoiler territory. I do want to ask Steve, though, since he brought it up, what'd you think of Nancy and John's arc? Because they were one of the central groups in this. What'd you think of them?
Honestly, I thought the arc was going to be better, but the way they kind of handled Nancy, it seemed like... What's what I'm thinking of? She was kind of being stupid because Jonathan was trying to tell her, don't do anything to get him fired. And yet, the people at the newspaper tried to hold her back, and apparently we knew the reason why.
Yeah.
Because they were demigorgons.
Yeah. Or they're part of the mind flayer. Yeah, they're part of the mind. They're flayed, they call it.
And
whatever. But not at first they weren't.
At first, no, they were just dicks, but they didn't know they got flayed. And then, like I said, episode 5, like that was my favorite episode. Like, I just love, you see them, and it ends with that awesome, Venom monster. Venom.
Can we just mention the fact, when she wanted to investigate something, she went to a crazy woman's house and saw a fucking rat in the cage.
Yeah. Well, if they would have waited a little bit longer, they would have saw the goop. But they probably would have been dead, too. Because I don't think they would have been able to stop the goop creature. Because it took over Mrs.
Old woman?
Old lady. Yeah, Driscoll. Mrs. Driscoll, yeah. And I love that scene in the hospital where we're an extended family. It's like all of them, all the kids together.
Yeah.
That was great. I don't care, 2 at a time. And, then they get separated. And I love even though Mike kind of took a back seat a little bit, I love Dad Hopper. Season 1, you find out his daughter dies of cancer. Season 2, he takes Ellen, but he doesn't accept her yet until the end of season where he becomes a dad. And this one, he's full dad bod, dad broed out, or he's like, 3 inches! Keep the door open 3 inches!
That made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you're going to go through it pretty damn soon.
No, that's not why. I just don't want to watch
kids make out.
I don't want to watch kids making out on TV, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's not just, it's gross. Like,
they were terrible kissers anyway, JJ. It was just pecking.
Hardcore right away, too.
It was all pecking anyway, God. But I love that part because he's like, oh, I think it's your grandma. That's like he's trying to talk to them. Like he's like, I think it's your grandma. And he locks the door. He's like, and Mike's like, you stupid son of a bitch. Like, and then he's like, maybe I'll let you, date my daughter. You want to see crazy? I can get crazy. Like, and I didn't appreciate it enough. I didn't like that he broke them up. I didn't like that personally. But watching it a second time, I absolutely loved it. He was just full rage mode. And Hopper in a lot of this season was, punch first, ask questions later.
That's him as a character, man.
Magnum PI. He had the Magnum PI shirt on. He just boom, boom, and he just starts punching everybody to solve all his problems. But I think Mike and Eleven's or L's dynamic was really great, and it was really awesome. And I love those sweet moments, even in the hospital where they're trying to get the candy. And I hate those vending machines too. Candy and chips always get effing stuck in them. But she knocked them all over for him. And I loved that Lucas was like, "Hey, yo, that's the bridge." And he's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" It's like, "No, idiot! Like, dude, you can get back in." And then, they share that sweet moment while Nancy and John are running away from this terrible monster that's trying to kill him and stuff. But I love that moment. I love their dynamic, and Millie Bobby Brown, she does such a great job. And I love the fact that 11 actually got to be like a girl, like she got to be normal. She goes shopping with Max, and she gets all this stuff. And first of all, where the hell did they get the money? Are they just made of money? Did they steal the clothes? Like, you just gotta kind of let it go. But I kind of like that's very much that mall scene is very much JJ and I together, but just buying Detroit Lions stuff.
Stealing clothes.
And then everybody's like, idiots! You bought the same Lions shit again. You just bought it all over again. Hey man, that's what we love. That's what we rock. That's our shit. All right.
Another overarching thing was being who you are, or discovering who you are.
Yes, and
11's been sheltered. She's only really been around Hopper and Mike.
Yeah.
So,
and Hopper wouldn't let her out. Remember, Hopper always kept her in.
Yeah. So and it's about also finding lines and tiptoeing lines and maybe crossing them a little bit. With Max always saying, hey, who cares if you use your powers or it doesn't, So 11 was really trying to figure out what her style and who she was. So I thought her and Max was a good dynamic. Yeah,
I thought that was great because it let her grow a lot. And I love that she's like, I dump your ass.
Yeah.
I dump your ass. I dump your ass, man. And the way she pronounces it is just really funny too because she doesn't speak normal. She has
learning English.
It's really well done, like you said, because she's this, basically just this thing, this creature that has powers,
project.
Yeah. And Hopper was really afraid of losing her. He didn't want to lose her. That's why he kept her sheltered in season 2. And it was just a really fun episode because if this is like if you watch Stranger Things before, episodes 1 and 2 are kind of like setting up, and then episode 3 kind of gets right into the nitty gritty, and then 5 is like the big climax, and it gets into everyone Power Rangers forming right at the end. It was really well done. The kids' dynamic, even though I felt like Mike kind of had to take a back seat again for the cast to grow a little bit, but I liked that Max and Elle, and they had this. I understand where you're coming from with the uncomfortable moments sometimes because they were talking, and she's like, when Billy brings a girl into his room, they scream a lot, and she's like, what kind of scream? And she's like, good screams, like what?
What's a good scream?
Like, oh god, and that I could get where you're saying from that, but it is about, like you said, it's about kids kind of discovering themselves, right? Tiptoeing that line. Because they are getting older. And Hopper's whole arc is about, the balance of being a dad. Being afraid of things, going too fast.
He's got to learn to be Elsa, buddy.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Kids are going to do what they want to do. Especially teenager,
Well, yeah, but Mike, to be fair, Mike was being a dickhead. Like, he was undermining him and shit.
He was an extreme dickhead. Like, I couldn't believe they were talking to him like that.
Yeah. He had to turn the music down. And then he had to pull that crazy shit in the car. He had to.
Whispering in her ear and shit, right?
Yeah, right.
I would have never pulled that in front
my
of
own daughter in my own house that you're tonguing.
She's not your fucking daughter.
Yeah. And they're making fun of him. Oh, he's like a big fat red tomato. But I love that part when he's talking to Joyce Hopper, and he's just like, he's like, it's that damn Mike. He's corrupting her.
And as a dad, I've said that before.
Yeah.
Not about Mike, but I've said that about certain kids.
I really love Hopper and Joyce's dynamic. Let's speak about that a little bit. I really wanted them to be together. I love how close. And I was so damn hurt. When he was just waiting at Enzo's for hours. He's got all this bread. He's drinking by himself. And I love how they kept it totally 80s because he literally smokes everywhere. He's smoking at the...
Yeah.
He's smoking everywhere. Billy's smoking at the fucking pool. You can't do that shit anymore. You can't do that shit anymore. Everyone looks around. Let's talk about that a little bit. Did you like that dynamic a lot? And where did it go for you?
I love Joyce as a character. Hopper is a great character too, but I did like. I like them together. Like I don't know if I was rooting for him as much as you are. He's so pissed off at everything. It's crazy. It's crazy how quick he is.
He is a rage demon.
He's an alcoholic. He's a lot of things, but I love that he goes for her to advice.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it, but
you can spoil now. Go ahead.
Well, no, the letter they write it.
Oh yeah, at the end. Okay, we'll say that for the ending. Yeah, the ending.
But,
yeah.
But the setup for that, where they're talking in the mart with nobody there.
There's a lot of foreshadowing too.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was gonna be Joyce.
Yeah.
So
they set up. This he wants to set boundaries for Mike and 11, and so he's trying to he's asking her for advice and
asking her on a date. She got caught up a little bit. Russian subplot.
She, that's where a lot of things started to roll. Where the magnets don't stick anymore, and so then that's how she misses the date. She goes hangs out with the science teacher.
I love him too. That was the only cameo he had.
Yeah.
And he was listening to Weird Al, I believe.
Yeah, and Dustin wears a Weird Al shirt in episode 3. It was awesome.
Okay, because Seth was telling me, I looked at some of the episodes, I didn't see a Weird Al shirt he was wearing.
Episode 3, because episode 2 is where the magnets don't stick.
Yeah.
Episode 3, Dustin's wearing a Weird Al, I believe it's a Dare to Be Stupid shirt.
Okay.
But, I believe it's the album cover. But Joyce is, she's like a frantic character. She's like when she gets on the phone with the guy at the Philadelphia Public Library, she starts screaming at him. That was awesome.
That was a great moment too. That was great. Steve, what did you think of Hopper and Joyce? Did you like that dynamic a lot?
I actually did. And do you remember, I did tell you, for season 2, I thought it was going to be her and Hopper together. I didn't expect fucking Bob to be around.
You called that. You're right. And then when Bob died, I was like, Steve, you are a bastard. You are a bastard man.
You made Samwise die.
Yeah, you made Sam die, you son of a bitch.
He already died.
Oh, he kind of died in a shitty way.
Yeah, he got ate to death. Yeah, that sucks, man.
There's not a lot worse ways to die, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but Danny, you forgot the gun. How do you forget the gun?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
If he kept that gun, he would have survived.
Yeah, that was a great scene, too. That hospital scene with the demi-dogs was, awesome in season 2. Like, it was really well done. You notice they don't have a lot of great luck in hospitals? Hospitals are not a good place.
Nope. No one
Don't go to hospitals.
Yeah, don't go to Hawkins, Indiana. Just avoid that place. Just go somewhere else. Just
funny.
Yeah, just go. Let's get away from that. Let's talk about our favorite episode. What was your guys' favorite episode? I'm gonna let Steve start. Go ahead. What was your favorite episode?
Honestly, my favorite episode is when what's what I'm thinking of? I'm trying to think of it. When him was trying to find out where the hell are the Russians, and it turns out to be in the mall.
That's like 3 or 4, I think, right?
I think it was 3.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's kind of how that started.
Yeah, that was a good one because that started the plan on motion because like you said, I love when Steve and Dustin are in the back and they're trying to figure out this Russian code and she's like, hey, I can hear you. Like Robin Bush said, she's like, I can hear you.
You're so
loud. You're very loud. And I just love that. I love their dynamic a lot. That was just really well done with all 3 of them. And then they figure out, Steve actually figured out something, right? Figured out the song was in the tape they were listening to, the recording they were listening to.
Yes.
So.
He's not completely useless.
And also, you got to kind of let that go. That the Russians took over the mall. They have a secret facility under the mall. Really, that's gonna happen. But yeah, but it's fun. It's fun. I just had a lot of fun with the show.
Well, they're the ones who commission the malls too, so
that's a valid point because they were paying Mayor Klein, right?
Yeah. Well, before the mall is built, they have their underground base because they know that's it. So then they are paying to build the mall.
Yeah. The Silver Cat in the West.
Mall was great. Can we talk about that mall, man? That was awesome.
Yeah, we get to go ahead. Before we go to our favorite, before you say your favorite episode, talk about the Starcourt Mall.
I wish I could have. I mean, I was born in the late 80s. So were you. So we didn't get to experience... Like, I got to experience malls when they were cool.
JJ and I were really 90s kids, though. That was our era. That's what we grew up in with 90s. Yeah. And our new show called Stranger Thingies premieres soon. Hey, you copied us! No, duffers. We're in the 90s.
It's a shot-for-shot remake, but with 90s.
Yeah, 90s. Don't you see JJ's 9-inch nail shirt?
Yeah. Don't you see me rocking a Rugrats fanny pack? Like, come on, man. Nope.
Seth said his favorite episode is 3 as well. But go ahead. Go ahead and start with the Star Court Mall. Sorry.
I just thought it looked fantastic. They did a great job. And I learned that it was a working mall at the time, so they were shooting around. Those were actually people going to a mall.
Yeah.
And they had to shoot around it. But it just looked fantastic.
First of all, with the mall, was there anything missing?
I love that. Was there not... When did Sbarro become a thing? Because they had New York pizza, but I thought it was called Sbarro.
Wrong.
Always.
There was no Levi's. No Levi's.
There was a sign. Yes, there was.
Was there?
In episode 8, a big sign that says Levi's gets cracked. A big window. It was on a glass plate.
That means I can sue, and I get money.
Seth pointed out to me. When they had that big battle in the mall, when they go through the glass, it said Levi's on it.
The last episode, the Battle of Star Court Mall, was fantastic. That was great, too.
Oh, yeah. My favorite was either 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I believe when Robin and Steve get drugged, that was my favorite.
Yo, Steve went through the ringer, man. Go explain it, JJ.
Yeah. Well, he gets his ass kicked because they're like, "Who do you work for?" Ahoy's. I work for Scoop Ahoy. And they're just pounding the fuck out of this guy, just beating the shit out of him.
They stab him, they truth serum him in the neck and everything.
So then they end up giving him and Robin truth serum.
Robin got it easy. No offense. I'm not hating on any lady. She got it easy. Hilarious. Steve got his ass beat, like, down.
The things they were saying. I mean, that leads to your scene of them in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Them watching Back to the Future was awesome, too.
Yeah. I like where she's like, I think his mom, his mom was trying to bang him. So many great one-liners in this scene. And that's what I really liked about the season was the normalcy. Like having the normal, having all these other crazy supernatural subplots, but like the kids just being normal for a day. Going through drama, going through a normal life. That's why I liked it a lot.
That's why Will was great, because there's all this outside sci-fi bullshit going on, and they're arguing about their fucking girlfriends and shit.
And farting with each other.
Yeah. So I think Robin and Steve, when they get truth serum, that was my favorite part of the whole season.
When they get
they're just laughing their asses off, saying dumb shit. And then it leads to the very emotional scene where Steve's like, there's this girl I really like.
Yeah.
And then
her name's Robin, and I want to tongue her, even though she puked.
Yeah, that puke scene was awesome too.
It looked real. It looked real as shit.
They're looking up at the top of the mall, and the roof starts spinning.
Yeah, I love Dustin's part where he's like, "What happened to you? Are you drugged? Are you?" He's like, "Listen, Dad, it's not a drug. It's marijuana."
But yeah, and Dustin and Erica together were great too.
Yeah, they were. And you're like, "You're a nerd.
She's a nerd.
You're a nerd. You're a nerd."
Then he explains how My Little Pony is a nerd show.
I don't know I think it was episode 6 is one of my favorite scenes with Dustin and Steve where they find the green chemical in the elevator and he's like, "Yo, everyone get back. Stay back." And Dustin's like, "No." He's like, "No, get back. No." He's like, "If you die, I die." And he's like, "Okay." Okay.
I like when she said she was going to drink it. Erica goes,
yeah, and it ends up being acid, right? Like, that's crazy. You want to drink it now?
Yeah.
I expect, for Halloween, I expect the Scoops Ahoy outfit to be very popular. I think a lot of people will be wearing that. I totally want all those Funko Pops right now. Like, it's so funny.
I didn't see the Scoops Ahoy one. I saw the Max. Not yet.
Yeah.
They're out. I was at Target today looking for some. I only found the Max and
Which one were you looking for?
This Steve Scuba.
Yeah, Scuba Hawk. I love that one.
Yeah, that's the one
I would love to get those.
Dude.
It's funny. The one time the couple of the kids come to MegaCon, I don't give a shit. But now that I'm a big fan of the show, I wish they would come out more. It'd probably be even crazier now. I bet that line would be super long for a lot of them.
I'm going to the Mall of America in August. I'll look to see if I can find one.
My favorite episode was episode 5. I thought episode 5 had the perfect balance of everything. Tension, drama, the fear, the monster at the end for the cliffhanger. I thought every single element was great. Like them just exploring, getting to this hospital, finally finishing the Driscoll case, finding out the Flayed are, together, stuff like that. Because this, to be honest, this season got away with a lot. For it to be TV-14, man, there was a lot of gore, a lot of great effects, a lot of really good, traumatizing stuff. And it's kind of shocking that your children actually weren't afraid of any of that stuff.
No, they get a little bit, but they wanted to watch, man. We'd get done with it because I'd only let them watch one episode a day. I didn't want to overdo it.
Yeah, because they are long. They're like 50 minutes.
Well, I didn't want to. I think feeding them too much at one time they'd have nightmares. I think if too much.
Probably, yeah.
If I may be wrong, but I figure 50 minutes they could process it. But except for Thursday night when we watched episode 7 and 8 back to back.
Well, I probably didn't help with that because I kept telling them that they were real. The Flayed's out there, bro. He's real.
Well, no. What you did is make Seth and Max not trust anybody, so now they're looking at people.
Yes.
That motherfucker.
Well, in reality, I could be Flayed. This could all be Spider-Man. This could be a hallucination right now.
Yeah.
Venom shirt,
I think the end of 5 when they saw the monster for the first. Well, when the people turn into
the goop, yeah. Gary Busey's son. I think Jake Busey, and then their boss. Combined into
how much? Where's the populations of Hawkins, Indiana? And how many of those people are dead now because they're goop?
Dude,
that's
30 people died. The town is everybody there's nobody left in the town. I would say.
Not just move out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second.
I just mean, how do you keep having a town when people are and how is everyone so brave all the time? I would have pussied out right away. I would have been no, I'm not going to fight this monster.
Yeah, right. You guys handle the giant monster. You guys handle the Russians. I'm going to go get some ice cream.
I would have bailed.
And let's talk about the Russians. What the Russian subplot was, introduced in season 2. It came in fruition here. They came here for a specific reason because they couldn't open their gate, right? They couldn't open their gate. Our gate was open already. America's gate was open already. So they came here. They built the, Starcourt Mall. They have the secret facility. This crazy-ass secret facility. And they have a Russian Terminator with them as well.
Yeah, total Terminator vibe.
I loved also, we forgot to mention, there's a lot of references to 80s and pop culture in seasons 1 and 2. I like in season 3 they just lean into it. They just say the reference, Magnum P.I., Terminator. They just lean right into everything. I like that.
Well,
did you see the reference for Indiana Jones? Last Crusade.
The melting?
No. You remember the part where there was Steve and Robin tied up?
Oh, yeah.
Around? Yeah, that was a reference.
Well, the going into the duct, when Steve puts a flashlight in the duct, that's a reference to Die Hard.
Yeah.
That's
Operation and Child Endangerment. Come on.
Yeah, they did lean into that.
But
they got to, though. It's fun.
What'd you guys think of that? The Russian subplot. Did you like that a lot? Was that fun?
Yeah, I think it's huge to the show. They're the ones who had the technology to open the vagina wound.
Yeah.
Because it looks just like a vagina to me.
It kind of does. It kind of
Well, that's
does,
just
and
I think that's just where my mind goes for everything.
also, if you guys don't know, in the 80s, there's this thing called the Cold War, so it's kind of going into that as
Yeah.
well.
But
They're trying to get into the Upside Down and use it as a weapon, basically, essentially.
Yeah. But I like when Alexei gets kidnapped.
That was great.
Russian.
What about you, Steve? Did you like the Russian subplot in this? Was that really well done for you?
Oh, fuck yeah. It actually was.
Yeah.
This was actually more entertaining than expected. It's like, Russians? Okay. That's better than the secret government.
Yeah, it was a government subplot in season 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So, for me, this one actually felt a little bit better.
Well, it was a known enemy of America at the time. You know?
Yeah.
It was,
Honestly, in this time, this day and age, I'm kind of glad they leaned into that, because they easily could have avoided that. They could have made some new country up or something.
But no,
It's Russians, bro.
Yeah, we've always been, fuck the Russians, Miraclana. All that shit.
All right, let's talk about some of our favorite moments. We did a lot already. Let's talk some more favorite moments. Was there any moments that we didn't say yet that you guys really want to talk about really quick? Go ahead, JJ.
When Dustin finally gets through to Susie, and he needs the code.
First of all, don't. We're all gonna sing it right now. Steve, you ready? Put Crash down. Let's start singing it.
I don't know the words.
I kind of forgot them too.
I didn't watch.
How are you gonna sing it if you don't even know the words?
I never watched the Never-Ending Story.
Steve, this is our never-ending story. Damn it! Sing it. Turn around.
When she won't give him the code, he doesn't. I didn't know where it was gonna go.
First of all, did you think Susie was real? Did you think they were gonna go back to Susie?
I thought she was.
I didn't think so.
You didn't think so, Steve? I thought they were. They kept bringing her up, but I kind of forgot about her until like episode 8.
I thought she was real, but there's no way she was Phoebe Kate.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead, finish your point. I'm sorry.
But
we were gonna sing for you, but JJ and Steve ruined it.
I don't know the words. But
song too.
did you guys know what he's? There's no way you knew what she was gonna make him do, right?
No, I was like, what are they talking?
I love you. I thought she was just gonna.
Well, I love their nicknames, Dusty Buns and Susie Poo.
Yeah. And then they sing the whole fucking song too. It's like a 3-minute thing.
Yeah, they sang the whole. I love that how everybody heard it.
I'm gonna die.
Everybody heard it, and I love Joyce. I love Joyce, Hopper, Murray's reaction to it. They're like, "What the?" Like Joyce had her head against the wall. Like, what the hell is going?
And then my other favorite part, I think, was in that episode too, where they gave him the name Bald Eagle.
Yeah, Roger Bald Eagle, come in, Bald Eagle.
But it's Brett Gelman's character.
Murray Bauman.
Yeah, but when they give him Bald Eagle, and he's just like shaking his head, because all these smart adults have to deal with these children. And
we forgot the one thing, like who discovered the Russian secret base? It was fucking kids. It was kids.
No one takes these children seriously except for Joyce and Hopper a little bit.
Yeah.
But to have to deal with the kids.
Why is this 4-year-old yelling at me?
Like having to sing the whole song of Never-Ending Story.
Yeah. That was one of the best moments of the season because it was just so well done. And it came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere.
I didn't expect it. And then Max and Lucas keep trying to get Dustin to sing it with them.
Yeah. And he's just like double middle finger.
Yeah.
It's like just that was such an amazing part. Was there any other favorite moments for you, Steve? Anything you want to talk about?
Trying to think. There's so many.
There's so many great moments. Go ahead, JJ. Go ahead.
I would have to say.
Okay, go ahead,
one
Steve.
Part when Hopper finally gets to fight a Russian.
Yeah. Like, at first, Hopper gets his ass beat by this Russian dude. Russian Terminator man.
Dude, he was going ham on his spine.
Were you shocked that he was alive when he shot him like 6 times? In the funhouse?
Fuck yeah.
I assumed he had a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, and then he gets back. I'm like, oh,
Terminator too.
this guy is a Terminator.
I thought he was going to turn into, like, that metal liquid.
Yeah.
But,
He had an epic death scene, by the way. His death was great.
Oh,
You just
splat.
splat.
Splash.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. I
Um.
like when Steve and Robin are playing a family video.
Oh, dude.
Your 3 favorite movies, go.
And he goes, you know the one with
The Bears, right?
Alex P. Keaton tries to bang his mom? That's one of them. That just made me laugh.
What's your favorite? Which Star Wars? Oh, the one with the bears, duh. The teddy bear.
I kind of forgot family video was a thing.
Yeah.
So back then.
JJ still has a family video.
Ours on Main Street just closed down. There's still one by my dad.
Oh, no.
The one by me just closed 2 weeks ago, and they put up a Dollar General.
Damn you to hell.
Fuck that.
Damn you to hell, everybody.
There's still one down by my dad. Because Redbox doesn't let you rent Switch games, and it pisses me off.
Well, it's a cartridge, so probably that's why.
Well, you can put that's how they used to do the cartridges in Family Video. You still put them in like a disc thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, true. Valid point.
And they're small cartridges. You could fit it in a disc. But I don't know how their machine works.
One of my favorite characters this season that I absolutely loved, one of my favorite moments was kind of a repeat of, season 2. But I love Murray Bauman. I love him a lot. And the fact that they're riding in the car in like episode 7, and Hopper and Joyce are having this big fight. She's like, just drop me off. Just drop me off. And he's just like, children. And he's like, why don't you guys just get it over with? You're sexually attracted to each other. Just pull over and he goes on this long spiel, and they're all like stunned. It's so beautifully well done that I would have to take several takes of that because I'd be laughing so hard of him yelling at me that way.
I love when Alexi asked him what he said, and I told him they should have sex.
Yeah, they start laughing. Some of my other favorite moments were with Alexi and Murray, or they steal the guy's car, and he has this big Slurpee, this big icy he's slurping on, and he's like, "Don't worry, that guy's like a child murderer." And he has this big smile while he's drinking the Slurpee, and I love that Murray's translating for him, and Murray's like, he disagrees with the flavor, the Slurpee. He's like, What do you mean? Oh, it's strawberry. He politely disrespectfully he politely disagrees. He wants, and Joyce is like, he asked for cherry or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Hopper loses it and he just grabs him and starts throwing him around, and I just like, he's like, I'm not hurting him. And the one final moment I love between all 4 of them is that, Alexi's about to drive off. Hopper actually was right for once, He gave Alexi the keys, Smirnoff as he calls him. He's going to drive the car, get out of here. He comes back and he goes, cherry's pretty good. Or strawberry's pretty good or whatever. And he's talking to Murray, and Murray's like, Hopper's like, I'll get you where you need to go. And then he starts laughing, and he goes, you remind him of a movie character, a fat Rambo. What's up, Max? How you doing? The fat Rambo line had me cracking up. Like, I lost it. Like, and you see Hopper's face of this snare. I wish there was a Stranger Things game so bad. Like, I want a Stranger Things game.
Well,
There's one, remember? It's on PlayStation.
There's one on PlayStation and Switch, but it looks good, actually. It's a co-op. Like, it would be fun to play.
Yeah, if it ever drops to like $10, yeah, we'll pick it up and play it on stream.
I was gonna get it. I was gonna get it today, but it was $20.
Yeah, if it drops to $10, if it goes on sale, we'll pick it up because it looks really fun. I watched the kids play it. They had an interview and they made the kids play the Stranger Things 3 game. There was also that Telltale game that was what Steve said earlier that was canceled, which really bums me out. I would love to see that as he sees Max with his Woody doll there. But like Murray stole the show from me. Where in season 2 he was just kind of a crazy man. Whereas season 3 I absolutely loved him. I love Steve and Nancy's. Steve and Dustin's. The Scoop Troop together, and then Murray, Joyce, Alexi, and Hopper were probably my next favorites besides the kids. Was this? We kind of talked about this already. We all kind of I don't think we got Steve's answer. Was this the best season, Steve, or season?
Yes, by far.
Okay. JJ and I already said. JJ said his order was 1, 3, and 2. My order's 3, 1, and 2. That's my order. Absolutely loved this season. Was there any disappointments for you guys in this season? Was there anything, some plot line that you didn't or anybody not advance as far as you wanted to see? For me, there was a couple. I think they could have explored. I'll give you guys a couple examples so you guys can think about it. Will kind of with the Upside Down. They still haven't explained that he's still kind of connected. They kind of, like I said, his subplot where he kind of felt left behind kind of just gets pushed to the side because, hey, we kind of, obviously there's so many characters to balance. Everybody can't shine. Lucas and, Lucas doesn't really he has a couple big moments, the fireworks moment and stuff like that. The new Coke moment.
New Coke moment.
Yeah.
Advertising.
Nancy and John, they really don't progress at all until towards the end of the season. Mike is kind of left behind a little bit. There's some subplots, but nothing. I'm being a little nitpicky because overall I had a lot of fun, and I had time to think about it a little bit, where you guys didn't probably. But there was some stuff. I wouldn't say disappointing, but I wish they kind of got more time to talk about a little bit. But I understand. Again, everybody can't be a hero, right? Everybody can't shine. The thing I loved about this season the most, besides season 1 and 2, is Elle was not the hero. It was everybody else that was the hero in this season.
Yeah.
They beat the monster without Elle because season 1, they had to kill the Demogorgon that way. Season 2, what's up, Max? Season 2, they had to close the gate because of Elle.
Woody is saying hi to you.
He's saying hi to me? What's up, Woody? That, in my personal opinion, that was some of the greatest part about this, is that they didn't have to rely on Elle. She did a lot of work, but her battery ran out. We should talk about that a little bit. But was there any disappointment?
Yeah, you probably should.
Should talk about the ending a little bit. But...
We'll get to that really soon. I'm sorry.
No, you don't.
I'm glad. It takes forever.
Fat
I
Rambo.
don't know if I was...
JJ kind of looks like a fat Rambo, don't you think, guys?
I
Wow.
would say more like a fat Kevin Love. A fat Kevin Love. Is what I would go with. About, what is he, about 6'11", I'm 5'6", so we're right around there. Probably weigh the same. I wasn't really truly disappointed. I think I would have liked to see Dustin more early on.
Well, yeah. Well, how about Dustin and the kids together? Was that...
Yeah. They were... But I kind of...
You dig them more with Steve?
Well, I thought everything had a reason. I thought, the reason for everything was...
They really mixed it up a lot, and I liked it. I liked the element. I wasn't, super disappointed at all.
No, I kind of like that, that they pushed more, Max got more to the forefront for a while and then took a step back.
Yeah.
Obviously, Billy being the main,
Well, that's one thing that may be disappointing. Maybe Billy and Max kind of not getting that closure. You don't really get to see them bond at all.
But I like the interaction between Billy and Eleven
Yeah.
a lot, too.
Yeah.
Where he did something that is it's a trope in a lot of movies, but he gave her a key to his to free him from the mind flare.
Yeah.
And it paid off at the end, but I love that he gave her some mental images of him that she eventually uses later.
Well, I love where she's like, I think I found the source of everything, and there's a big fucking storm over there. She's like, oh yeah, maybe so. Maybe that's the source of all the problems there, right?
Yeah. But I wouldn't say I was truly disappointed with Lie. I'd like to see the science teacher a little more. But
yeah. What about you, Steve Arena? Was there anything that disappointed you this season?
Did I get disappoint me was they killed the Russian scientist. I was kind of pissed.
Which one?
It could have been a fun kill. The Russian scientist, Alexei.
Oh, rest in peace,
Yeah,
Alexei.
Honestly, they could have had a little bit more with him, with the other guy, since they're both talking in Russian. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Murray. I love Murray. He's great. Yeah. All right, so let's get to wrapping it up. Let's get into our theories and let's get into the ending first. What JJ said. So I'll explain it. I'll give the rundown of the ending. We just talked about how, the Battle of Starcourt Mall is the ending. See, for an episode that's an hour and almost 30 minutes, an hour and like 17 minutes. No slowdown in any of that. That episode was phenomenal from beginning to end. Well paced. So many surprises. The Susie thing, big ass surprise. We're singing Never Ending Story. Cue clip of us singing Never Ending Story. We'll learn, damn it. We'll learn. Steve coming in the last minute to save Nancy and everybody with the car, which he should have severely hurt himself by crashing like that. The fireworks fighting the Mind Flayer, hiding from the Mind Flayer. Billy sacrificing himself, kind of redeeming himself. And then, Hopper killing the Russian dude, killing the Russian Terminator. But he's kind of trapped behind this, he's trapped behind the generator or whatever, the laser beam. And he just smiles at Joyce while Joyce turns both keys and saves the day and kills the Mind Flayer. Big ass explosion, kills everybody. And we'll talk about Hopper in a second because that was JJ brought it up earlier. His letter was one of the best moments of the show. Like, it was one of the best. David Harbour, I hope he gets some more roles because I know Hellboy bombed, but I absolutely loved him as Hellboy in that movie. It was really good. It's a shame it bombed. It didn't do well. I hope he gets more roles. I'd love to see him as maybe a Moon Knight or somebody in a Marvel, somewhere in a Marvel universe. I would love to see that, but it looks like Hopper's dead. We fast forward 3 months later. Everybody's crying. Everybody's super sad. And like I said earlier, I think the season's about, growing up and everybody maturing their own way. And like JJ said, why don't you move out of Hopkins? Well, there's nothing to keep Joyce there anymore. I would have loved to see Joyce, Hopper, 11, and the two boys, Will and Jonathan, be a big extended family. That would have been great. But Joyce takes 11. They're moving. I don't think they said that where they're moving, but they're moving out. They say their goodbyes, heartfelt. He finds the letter. Well, I want to mention one happy moment. There's a point in this season where Mike finally kind of he does confess his feelings, but he doesn't really tell Elle. He tells everybody else. And it's a great moment. Clearly she heard him. Whatever. And she gets ready to walk away. She comes back in. She comes back towards them, says she loves you too. Yada yada. But they find the letter. Hopper's letter. And the letter starts out as this, very generic thing. Right? But when it gets to be Hopper, and he gets to finally admit that, he misses the days of them playing board games, watching westerns, and, falling to sleep together. She's growing so fast, and he's scared of that. I ain't gonna lie to you, it had me choked up, even though I don't think he's dead. I'll say that right now. I do not think Hopper's dead. It still had me in that moment like, damn, that hurts. That really, really hurts. So they're moving. John and Nancy are probably not going to be together. And Mike is like, I'm going to call you with Dustin's big radio tower every day. It's a really sad moment. It's like a super sad moment because they're kind of separating everybody. The crew is not together anymore. Family broken, right? What did you guys think of that? What did you guys think of that ending? Is Hopper dead? What do you think of the breakup of the band? You know, the Country Bears are broken up. Sad day. What did you guys think of it? Go ahead, JJ.
Oh, I cried like a little baby when they read Hopper's letter.
Dude, it was beautiful though. It was incredibly beautiful.
I wasn't crying as hard as Will when they were all leaving. He was sobbing pretty good.
Yeah. 11 too. Millie's acting was great in that whole. She makes that scene.
I was trying to figure out, like, after Hopper died, where she was gonna go. And it only made sense that she went with the Byers.
Yeah.
Because they have a bunch of bad luck and they need someone who can help them. But she still doesn't have her powers anymore.
We should talk about that a little bit after this.
But it was sad breaking up the band, man. It did. Mike is in love with this girl, and
now she's gone, right?
Yeah.
And you guys got to remember, this is the 80s. It's not like FaceTime and anything. But they made it known that they're coming back Christmas or Thanksgiving or something like that.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving, I thought. Yeah. So, yeah, it was pretty sad, man.
It was a great ending. Like, beautiful ending. Beautiful. Mwah. It sums up the season for me, like growing up. Growing up, and it just kind of sucks. Everyone kind of moves. In his letter, he's like, time keeps moving no matter what. Right? Like time, like, and he didn't want that to happen. Steve, what'd you think of the ending, man?
I love the ending. I mean, it was heartbreaking just to see her reading the letter because he was kind of dead.
Yeah.
But it's something I guess you need to see.
Well, she wanted to read it, and I think it would have been good for her. And he was a dummy for not reading it anyway to her. But I really love that the narration by David Harbour is just so well done. Like I said, when it stops being the stupid bullshit of fakeness, and then he gets into it's really heartfelt. He's like, I'm just scared, man. I'm just afraid you're growing too fast. And I miss the board games. I miss all that. So I don't think Hopper's dead. What about you, JJ?
I do. I've had my kids tell me they don't, but I think he'll come back kind of like Bob did in like flashbacks and shit.
Yeah.
But I think he's moving on to other projects.
Okay. What about you, Steve?
He ain't dead. There's no way in hell he's dead.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead either. And this is the reason why. The ending credit scene. Let's talk about 11 and why she lost her powers, and why you guys thought she lost her powers.
I don't know, man. I think she used them too much.
Yeah.
And just kind of...
She did.
Yeah, she mentions that she needs a recharge. Her battery is low. Yeah. So she used her powers way too much this season, and she hasn't gotten them back, so we don't know how she's going to get charged back up again. But that's how they kind of explain it. Like, she's a battery. She's like a beacon. Like, she just needs to be a good recharge. She needs a refresher. She's trying to get the teddy bear. She can't get the damn teddy bear. I don't think he's dead. So the ending credits scene, we go to Kamchatka, Russia, and they're in this prison, and they're like, no, don't grab the American, grab the other guy. So they grab this Russian dude, throw him in this cage. Demogorgon comes out, eats the guy. So who's the American?
Murray.
Okay.
Hopper.
All right. These are the possibilities for me. I think it could either be Hopper. I'm actually with JJ though. I think it's Murray. Because he knows some Russian and stuff like that. And they might know where his house is or whatever.
He's the scientist who knows all about the key now.
Yeah.
He's the only one left who knows how to make that machine because Alexei taught him all of it.
Yeah. I think Murray's a possibility. It could be Elle's original dad, Pop. Season 2, they say he's not dead. And then the final and least, like a 0.3% chance is Dustin because Steve ratted out.
That's true.
Or Dustin, but I don't think it's Dustin because we see Dustin at the end, so I don't think that's him. But But what is the number one movie rule and TV rule about a death? You guys know it.
It's never true.
Everyone never true.
Everyone could come back. Superman wasn't dead that
Well,
long. Batman
if you don't
died
see
that
a
long.
dead body, it didn't happen. If you didn't see anything, it didn't happen. And I think they would have had a more beautiful death for Hopper than him just exploding into ash, I guess.
Where did he go
Well,
with it?
not only that, but you didn't see him turn to ash.
Yeah, you didn't
the
see him
ash
turn
in
to ash.
that area at
He
all.
could be in the
Well,
I think
nobody
he's in the
turns-
upside down. I think little Maximus said
Nobody
this.
turned into ash.
Yeah, huh?
Nobody turned into ash. They like fucking exploded, man. It was like guts.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
but you didn't
the
see his guts or anything. You didn't see any of that shit. And you know,
See,
you didn't see anything
Max
of
thinks
him.
He jumped in the portal.
He's probably, which would be super
Wait, how about
amazing for a
that?
man of his girth
What
to do.
about
Is to,
something from the portal grabbed him and shoved him in
yeah.
Well, that's the same
to take
thing as
over
jumping.
his body to come back.
Who do you think is in the Russian facility, though, Steve?
He said Hopper.
Oh, yeah, you already said Hopper. I'm sorry, my
I did,
apologies.
I did.
It's Hopper. I think it's Murray. I'm with JJ. I think it's Murray. I think Murray got captured. Damn it, Murray. We trusted you. Damn it.
Fucking Murray.
So let's go into season 4. Where do we go from here in season 4?
Well, it's if what you guys are saying is true, it's the trying to save Hopper. It's finding out he's alive, and then everyone meets up back in Hawkins to try to save Hopper.
Got captured.
What did Max say?
Seth said they all got captured, or they'd all get captured.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that's the most likely way
Well,
they all
What-
come back.
what I think they're going to do is what they did a weird thing in season 2 that I still don't like rewatching it is they kind of opened up the world a little bit. You know, they went to Chicago and they showed 8. We know there's other numbered kids, right? Well, there's other numbered kids around. I'm sure we maybe will see another 1 or 2 come into this season. But with season 4, I think they're going to open it up a little bit. I don't think it's going to stay in Hawkins. I think maybe wherever Joyce and, you know, the Byers kids in 11 are, we might see where they are a little bit. We might see, I think this season season 4 might focus more on Mike a little bit again. His time without 11 and how he's coping with that. Maybe Steve and Nancy get back together maybe because John's not around. You know, maybe they have that dynamic. The Russian subplot's going to continue. Somebody is there, probably Murray. It could be Pop, you know, 11's OG dad that was raising all these telekinetic kids with these powers and stuff. There's a lot of them, apparently. It's just not the 2 girls. And we know he supposedly got ate by a Demogorgon in season 1, but they didn't show it. And season 2, they mentioned, no, he's alive. Very much so. Okay, big surprise there. Hopper, it could be Hopper. If you've looked at David Harbour in recent interviews, he has a long-ass beard for some reason. Why do you have this long-ass beard, my man? Maybe he is the guy in the cell in America.
He's playing Kratos.
Yeah!
Netflix.
He's the Netflix show Kratos. But I think they're going to get bigger. Maybe they mentioned the holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, right? Maybe they come back during that time. Some crazy shit goes down again in Hawkins, which no one should live there. Everybody should just leave, you know. Yeah. But I think they're going to expand the world a little bit. What do you guys think of that? What do you think of my theory a little bit?
I still think Joyce is gonna hear that Hawkins is still alive. They're gonna, Will is gonna have some weird thing go off, and then you know how Joyce gets.
Yeah.
She's gonna put up fucking Christmas lights or something.
Well, let me say, if John died this season, would you have cared?
If Jonathan?
Yeah.
You keep calling him John. I don't think anybody calls him John.
Well, it's John. I know, it's
No one
80s.
does.
I would have called him John back then.
But would anybody care? Yeah, she would care. I would assume she's his mother, and
Yeah.
she's a very.
Well, I'm talking about you guys, because I don't think anybody cares about Jonathan as a character. Like,
I don't think no one does. She
Yeah.
cared more about her youngest son than Jonathan, to be honest.
yeah. To be honest, yeah, she called Will, like, so she hugged. She didn't give a shit about John at all this season. You're a bad mom,
I never
Joyce. You're mad about him.
That seems like an oversight by the directors.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, well,
I think
John.
so.
Let's be fair. Jonathan's older. He's with Nancy. He's doing stuff.
He can
You know,
take care of
working.
himself, you know.
You know, he's doing his job. He's not around as much. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see these kids grow. There's clearly gonna be a season 4. I'm pretty sure that recent reports have leaked anyway that Harbor is contracted for season 4. I'm pretty sure he's alive. I don't think Hopper's dead. I think he would have a more graceful death. And he's the main star in my opinion. Him and 11 are like the two main stars. / Mike. It was originally kind of like Mike's show. Mike got a lot of notoriety in season 1, but then Millie and Hopper in season 2, and then season 3, they even Millie even took steps further. Like
It's still Winona Ryder's show.
usually
She's number 1 on the billing when they do the credits.
it's David Harbour. I usually see.
It's her and it's those two
Yeah.
are 1 and 2.
Yeah. So I think we might see some of the main cast maybe die next season. What do you guys think? Is it going to be a Lucas show? Like what do you want to see from season 4?
I thought a lot more were going to die this season.
Do you want to see more of the Upside Down? Are we going to explore more of the Upside Down in season 4? What do you guys want to see in 4?
Just more of the same.
Russians.
You want to see more Russians?
Kinda.
Oh, come on, it's the 80s. You have to have more Russians.
Yeah, right. More Cold War. Well, we are, Steve. They're getting Demigorgons now, so shit's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The thing that would just be awesome if not only a Yevon trains to fight, but other children Nico against the Demigorgons.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they did a great job with L not saving the day. I think other people, but I think we're gonna see some of the other kids eventually. Whatever number they are, 1, 2, whatever. Maybe we'll have some new stars come in as well. Some new casting, new people. I think for sure Hopper's alive in my opinion. Tell us down below, was there anything else you guys want to talk about before we end it?
No, my phone's almost dead.
All right. Well, I want to thank my astute panel today, JJ and Steve Areno. The Spice Bros, reunited again. We're going to have Saturday Night Showdown in about an hour from now. We're going to have an hour break, recuperate. Then we're going to do some Saturday Night Showdown. I don't know how long we'll go tonight, but we'll go a little bit. I want to shout out to everybody that was here. Chris, my cousin, everybody else that hopped in and out, Derek. Really appreciate you. This will be a video if you want to see it. Please be wary. It is a spoiler cast of Stranger Things Season 3. Highly recommend the show. Man, it is just fun from beginning to end with the season. Love the character dynamics. Love the action. Love the effects. Love how dark it was. Loved everything. It's so well done. Alec, it's just so well done. Highly recommend it. I think my panel would highly recommend it too. But you guys would.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Go binge watch the seasons right now. They're on Netflix. Great job to the cast, the Duffer Brothers, everything. I cannot wait for season 4. I need to get those Funkos, man. We gotta get those Funkos. But your fella Strauss, and there gotta be a video game. Your fella Straussman, the GG, Steve Areno, JJ. We're outie.
Peace.